Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay? Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Wheel of Fortune. Wonderful. Prosperity. This is change, right? This is positive change. A lot of the cards of the tarot, I don't know if you know this, are talking about change. Everything is change. It's either us experiencing change, resisting change, the universe kind of bringing change. Let's see what this good fortune is. The Wheel of Fortune almost always talks about changes for the better, right? So right now you may be feeling like you're at the bottom of the wheel. You may be feeling like you are kind of between the rubber and the road, so to speak. Things are going to get better, okay? That's the Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing in a very, very positive way. Now, we're going to put this into some context, and we're going to get some more cards out on the table. Two of Wands, okay. There might be a bit of a partnership here. Could be talking about, see, there's another card of change. And this is really slow and gradual change. I wonder if the Two of Wands is saying that slow, gradual change in your life is now going to happen very, very quickly. Something big is happening in your life, okay? Oh, gosh, look at that now. An Ace of Pentacles to go with our wheel. They look very similar, don't they? This is the spiritual wheel. This is the earthly wheel, right? You can tell the purples and yellows, and you can still hear the green, browns. This is above and below, right? This is heaven, this is earth, and it is manifesting for you. And well, there's the result of it manifesting. That is absolute success. This is fame and fortune. Your life, I feel like your life is really like big change happening. I almost wonder if you're like being kind of pushed into the limelight or something. I almost feel as if you're being kind of thrust forward and lifted up somewhere. This might be that other person we were talking about. If there is a partner. I'm kind of getting a contemporary male energy. I almost feel like this is a brother. Or it could be a best friend, maybe. Let's see what else we have. We've got okay, interesting. We've got Mercury and Emperor, Magician, Emperor, Three of Wands, and a Queen of Cups. Deep water energy is there. Deep waters, deep waters. All right, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we'll see maybe this one right here. We're going to put Mr. Ed right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. And, that card will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the show you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments, all right? Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Let's take a look around the room again. I was kind of surprised that we had now the extra major arcana over here, because we already have 1, 2, 3. This is really, the central pillar on the path of the dove. The vertical axis is just elevating, right? And maybe the death card here is really talking about that kind of deep inner transformation that is really setting things in motion to bring you to your absolute truest self, right? the fame and fortune and glory of being the best version of yourself, right? Being this illuminated sun. And I wonder if the Death card maybe is talking about the loss of this contemporary person. Maybe if it is a brother, somebody that's about your age, a male energy. I feel like it's somebody that always challenged you. Got that Two of Wands, right? I feel like it was something where the two of you were not in competition with each other, but would always push each other to do more, right? To do better, to keep going, that sort of thing. Very motivating kind of energy. Motivating competition in a way. And maybe there was a lot of teasing going on there, but it was meant really to encourage you to, to keep doing it, to push a little bit harder, right? But I wonder if maybe that person has passed, okay? I'm getting a B name. Bob, Brian, Ben, something along those lines. I feel like it's almost the inner kind of processing of this person. Maybe this is a recent loss, and if it is, you have my sincere condolences. I'm truly sorry for that. I feel like that is part of your transformation. I feel like whoever this person is a big deal. Now, they could still be living. They could still be in your life. But there is a lot of stuff in you. And with the Death card, there's a lot within us. Memories, history, past experiences, trauma, loss, pain and suffering, all of this kind of stuff that we keep inside of us that eventually will kind of decay and ferment. And out of that rises this kind of refined spirit, right? We can kind of look at it like winemaking or something. It's through all of these experiences and the kind of internal processing of those that allows us to really rise up from that. It's kind of a phoenix kind of situation, right? Rising from the ashes. Coming back from a painful situation even stronger than before. And I feel like this contemporary person, this peer, whoever this male figure is that's about your age, I feel like they're still motivating you. I feel like even if they have passed, I feel like they're right there saying, one more rep, right? One more bench press. Keep going. Yeah. And I think that there is a lot of financial stuff going on with you, just with these kind of wheels, right? The Earth and the major arcana Wheel of Fortune. I feel like there's a lot of financial stuff going on with you. And I feel it's kind of like, maybe you have your own business, maybe you have your own like artistic, but like a cottage business or something, or you have an Etsy, or you have a YouTube channel maybe. And it feels like it's been kind of slow. It's been growing, but it's been growing kind of slow. I think it's going to hit, and it's going to start growing exponentially, okay? I feel like you are a rising star. And if you do have a YouTube channel, plug it on here in the comments, right? I would love to check it out. I would love for other members of our community to check it out. I feel like it's one of those things where it's just slow progress, then suddenly zoom, right? Zoom. And the wheel really is going to start turning a lot faster. Okay, so I think big changes are coming into your life that are going to have a financial impact, but not only that, but this kind of, fame and fortune and glory, this kind of prestige almost. It's kind of like this, you're letting your light shine, and everybody's going to notice. It's like a really bright light, and everyone just kind of has to look, I feel something like that. It's a charisma almost. But let's keep looking around. We've got those major arcana, 3 major arcana, and that right there is just Ascension. It is just a rising star, right? And we've got also the Magician and the Emperor. So those are going to be very important too. And even with the Magician and the Sun, it kind of feels like I feel like you are some sort of a celebrity or something like that. You are this rising star that eventually everybody's going to be watching. And you have a talent or a skill or something that you're known for. Yeah. Anyway, we got some fire energy. We've got water at the end, which I think is great. I'm happy we have some sort of water energy. We only have a little bit of air, and that's the form of the Prince of Swords, which I think is, put those back. I think is this contemporary person next to you. There's somebody right next to you that is very much kind of motivating you or like egging you on, or just maybe it is the competition. Maybe it is like someone, a peer in your industry, and you see them kind of excelling, and you're just like, I can do better, you know. So in some way they're motivating, but I really feel like it's a sibling or a best friend or something. Yeah. Let's see, what else have we got going on? I think if this person did pass, it feels to me like it was something to do with the brain or the spinal column. I also am getting a strong aroma of peppermint. Is that something? Do they eat a lot of peppermint candies? Or is there something to do, maybe it's peppermint oil, like essential oils? I don't know how that connects with you, but that's something that's coming through. Right? And sometimes these details come through and I don't know how they connect. And sometimes that's for you to figure out how that connects, or how that might validate or confirm some of the energy that we're in right now. Okay. Let's talk about the Ace of Pentacles back here. You did start something, right? And I think that this is probably that YouTube channel, that cottage business, that little investment that you made, a little seed that you planted. And I think this is the soil, right? And it could be that there was a painful situation, a tragedy, we can call it. And it's almost like during that time you said, I'm just going to do this thing, maybe to take your mind off of what happened, or just as like some other kind of focus, you know. So, well, I'm going to start doing this hobby or something, right? And it could even be during that, a couple of years ago, we had that really big illness where everything shut down. Remember that? I almost wonder if during that time, if you said, well, just for the heck of it, I'm just going to start a little arts and crafts business or a YouTube channel or something, just as something to do, just as something to occupy my mind and heart while all this is going on. And lo and behold, it's really become something for you. Yeah. And I think it really is, you really are kind of rising to the top here with whatever this is. If it's, maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's tarot, maybe it's something on TikTok or something, somewhere like that. Or I kind of feel like it's something more hands-on, more arts and crafts kind of thing. You're creating something that you're then selling, or it's some sort of it could be music, I guess, or some sort of art. But there's some sort of a performance aspect to it. Okay. And I just keep looking at that sun, and it's so warm, it's so bright, it's so happy. It's so happy. Gosh, where should we even go from here? Something about a fox. Spirit's telling me to ask about the fox. I'm seeing like a little fox. It almost looks like a cartoon fox. I don't know if you had fox. Can you have foxes as pets? I don't think you can. Something about a fox, and I don't know who that's meant for, but it's some kind of a confirmation somewhere. It could be maybe a keychain or something, or like a patch on a jacket. I don't know, something like that. It's a strange one. The Sun card. Let's just talk about this. This really is that kind of charisma. This is the confidence, the happiness. This is almost just like one day you wake up and you're living this life, and you're like, with a big smile on your face, how did I get here? You know, it feels really good. It feels like you have become the light for others in your life. Now, I wonder too, if you're a natural healer, maybe that's what's going on here. I feel that you're a natural healer. I feel like when you really turn on your light, everybody kind of gathers near and is healed by you. Okay? I wonder if you've gone into something like acupuncture. You started doing, I guess you could do long distance Reiki, that sort of thing. Long distance, energy work, energy healing, something along those lines. Crystal work, crystal healing. I feel like you have that natural ability, and I feel like there was a period of time, maybe during that big illness that everybody had and everything shut down, where you started kind of doing that. Or learning more about that, or like you just said, well, just for the heck of it, I'm going to just start doing it as a hobby. But it's become now, Wheel of Fortune, it's become so much more than a hobby. It's going to become a way of life. It is going to become something that you are known for, something that other people are going to recognize you for, right? Everybody recognizes the sun in the sky, right? You can't mistake it for anything else. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here. And it's such a happy feeling. I'm kind of feeling like you have been feeling like you're on the bottom of the wheel. And just the alleviation of that feels good. Just to kind of be able to get up off the ground feels good. But to then be soaring in the sky is just beyond good, right? Beyond happy. And to me, I just want to bask in that sunlight. You know, it feels that good to be in this energy. But incidentally, I feel like you have a fear of flying. Spirit's telling me to mention the plane ride. Did you take a trip? Were you freaking out on a plane? Were you scared to get on the plane? Maybe you were scared to jump out of the plane. Was it a skydiving thing? I just feel that we're up in the air and we're like shaking scared, right? I don't know what that is about, but maybe that's something that you're planning on doing. I don't know. I would never do it. That's not for me. This is such good cards. We're going to move to the path of the serpent now. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. All right. And it helps out the channel, and I am grateful for that. Thank you. Okay. Magician energy. This is where I'm getting a lot of different impressions, okay? Because I do feel like you are a healer, but I feel like you're somebody who has learned that skill. It's almost like you have this natural ability. And so again, maybe it's just kind of like a natural affinity for like Reiki or energy work or any kind of crystal healing. But then you started studying about it more. And maybe that's what we're doing now is you're really trying to level up this thing. And maybe that's what's going to cause this kind of meteoric rise, with that sun card is taking your game to the next level by improving your skill. You're taking some classes, you're getting some instructions, you're getting some certification. Maybe you're learning something that's not related to the energy work. Maybe you're learning like video editing or business administration or something. Or all of these things, right? I feel like you're a bit of an autodidact. I feel that you like to immerse yourself in studies. You know, you like to learn new things. And maybe you've learned a lot of things in your life that didn't really have a purpose to them. You know, like reminds me of an episode of The Office where Dwight teaches Aaron Klingon. She doesn't know that it's a made-up language. I mean, all languages are made up. But a fictional language from a TV show, right? So he teaches her Klingon, and it's just kind of like there's no practical use for that, you know? It's not really going to help you anywhere unless you're at a convention or something. But I wonder if that's kind of what you like to do. You like to just learn things just for the heck of it. Latin, perhaps. Maybe it's just one of those. And I think Latin is really a good kind of foundational language to learn. And I think that's kind of the point here, is that you are learning things that maybe to the layperson, to the outsider, seems like a waste of time. But like you were learning Latin, someone might think, why are you learning that? It's a dead language. Yeah, but Latin's the foundation for almost everything else, right? Especially in the sciences and the arts and all that stuff. So I think a lot of these skills or talents or languages, a lot of these technical things that you've learned, maybe you learned how to do programming or coding or something. Maybe you learned a lot of medical science type of things or a lot of languages. Never expected to really be using them out in the field as a career. But you're going to find that they really are helping you in kind of in ways that you wouldn't have expected. Yeah. Like just the ability to learn Latin or any language, or Klingon even, or the ability to learn medical sciences, right? They change your brain, they change your mind in certain ways that you can take that kind of energy into any field. And maybe you're not going to apply those facts in that field, but those pathways that you've created, that energy that you've harnessed, is what will be useful. I hope that makes sense. That's the magician. The magician is also the one that is center stage. And especially when we have these two cards together, this is celebrity. This is somebody that can't leave the house without getting recognized a lot of the time. This is someone up on stage, shining their light for the world, right? Maybe a literal stage, maybe a metaphoric stage. But what we have to remember, and I think that's why we've got this water energy in the background, is that the magician out on stage shining their light, sometimes the audience forgets everybody backstage. When you see a band performing, I keep picturing Dave Chappelle on stage because I just watched his Netflix special, my wife and I. My wife does tea leaf readings next door on YouTube. Ula tea leaf readings. She does marvelous readings. Check in with her Taurus reading after you watch this one and see how they might sync up. We don't collaborate or anything. We like to keep things separate because we feel that is something important for us as far as authenticity goes, right? So we don't really share ideas. We don't share readings. We don't even really watch each other's work, right? Because we're trying to stay as a clear channel in our own work and not really be influenced or influence each other. We try to do it for integrity, really. Where was I going with this? Oh, we watched the Dave Chappelle Netflix special, and I'm always wondering, does he write all this stuff himself? I feel like everybody has a team of people behind them, and I start wondering, who's his team? What's his kind of support system, personally, professionally, right? Because anyone who is doing something, and literally everyone in life, right, is doing something. We all have professional and personal people behind us, right? We're all kind of the main character of our own life. We're all kind of the star player of our own life. And there are a lot of things backstage. And when we think of those people backstage, we have to understand that they are also the main character in their own life, and we're just backstage of their life. It's a weird fractal paradox that we're in. But the point here is that we have to recognize everything and everyone that is behind the performance. When we see a magician on stage, it took hours and hours and hours and a lot of help. Stage hands, technicians, engineers, whatever, and construction people. A lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that 45-minute performance that we see. Yeah. And so I think that this card really, and the water card that we see at the end, is really telling us that we have to recognize and appreciate that. in order to, with the Emperor card here, in order to have a good relationship with what we're doing and to really, really feel it and appreciate it. Now, seeing the Emperor in the position of the environment, you're going to feel like an authority here. And I think this is where we need to be careful, because the Emperor can sometimes get, especially with this kind of celebrity status, you hear about celebrities that are, it's YouTube, I got to watch my words, not very nice, that take success and it really goes to their head and they treat everybody poorly. And they just seem like they're kind of mean, and they don't really, at least from what we see, we've heard stories. I don't know any celebrities. But we hear stories about them treating the people backstage poorly, personal life or professional life. Right? And we want to avoid that. We don't want to be that kind of tyrant in our own lives. Okay. So what we have with the water energy at the end, I think, is the exact kind of balance that we need for the Emperor, because the Emperor is very, very fiery energy, and it can really, you can start to feel like an emperor, right? There's kind of it's kind of a megalomania here, and we avoid that by, one, the water energy, staying connected, staying of service, getting in touch with our feelings of love and compassion, appreciation, gratitude, right? And then always trying to do the right thing. And I think of celebrities that I like. And now, I don't know that you're a celebrity, right? But if I think of, and I don't want to name any names because I know we all have opinions about celebrities. But I wonder, are they the same in private as they are in public? Now, I know they're not. But I wonder, they seem like they're such good, wholesome people, in public, in interviews, and in their movies or shows, or, in their music, whatever, on TMZ. But then you wonder, like, how are they when they're alone? And that's, to me, the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is integrity. Would you make the same decisions when no one's watching as when everybody's watching? And I think that's kind of what character is. That's what integrity is. If you would make the same decision, do the same thing, and behave the same way in public and in private. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that you don't have a private life. No, it means that you're not going to be loving and compassionate when people are watching, but then when the cameras are off, you're just kind of mean and you're like yelling at people and being really like abrasive, So it's the finding a wallet. You find somebody's wallet on the street. If nobody's watching, nobody sees you, do you just keep it? Or do you feel compelled to go and turn it in or try to find the owner? If other people on the street are looking at you, then it's kind of like, okay, I better do the right thing. But if nobody's there, what would you do? Right? And I think that's a question for the Emperor too. But I like to talk about the Queen of Cups here at the end, because this, I think, is really the love and compassion and gratitude that you have for people in your life. You are a very deep soul. So I think that this fiery energy we see on the path of the Serpent here, it's something that you're going to go through. There's going to be a little bit of an ego inflation as you get kind of propelled into this amazing life. But I think you're really going to stay grounded, and you're really someone that feels deeply and appreciates people, and you have a lot of compassion. And I feel like you're doing a lot of this work in order to help other people. It may be more of a healing thing, or a Reiki thing, or acupuncture, those sorts of things, more than some kind of a performance, That is still a performance, doing the Reiki. It's still a performance, but to me it's not the same as like you're an actor or a musician or something, But I feel like there's a real depth to you. And this card is here at the end to remind us not to lose that. Don't lose touch with that. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. This is going to decide everything, I think. I want to see some water energy. I want to see like a 3, 6, or 9 of cups. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. I don't really want to see any air energy, and I don't think we need any more fire energy. Some earth energy would be good. Maybe we could get a 9 or a 10 of pentacles. So either pentacles or water cups, right? All right, let's see what it is. A 4 of cups. Do you feel like you don't deserve this? Maybe that's kind of stemming off of that Queen of Cups, right? This feeling that you're kind of, part of you anyway, doesn't feel that you deserve the prosperity, the abundance, that Wheel of Fortune. You don't, it's too much, you know? It's almost like you're going to get paid for what you do, but you're almost like, no, I don't, this isn't something that I should accept money for, you know? I think there's part of you that feels that, that this is something that should be given away and not something that you really deserve compensation for, if that makes sense. There's something here that we're resisting. There's part of you that doesn't want to make this meteoric rise, you know, and it could just be that you are a private person, that you're somebody that doesn't want to be thrust into the limelight. You don't want to be this rising star. You just kind of want to keep things quiet, and you want to keep things small as they were. But I think this is a small part, because there really is this, it's kind of like your destiny. It feels like this is what you're meant to do. This is where you're meant to go. And there is that part of us that's kind of resisting it. And I think you've got to deal with that. You've got to wrestle with that issue, with those questions. But keep in mind what we were saying on the path of the serpent, because I think that'll resolve that 4 of cups for you. We stay connected, we stay humble, we stay compassionate and grateful, and we keep our ego in check, and then we keep this in a very, you know, grounded kind of way, but yet you still embrace, I think, this trajectory that's meant for you. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link that should be up here in the corner. If not, there's one down in the video description. New readings for Taurus every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I am here every day. Come on back, see me again tomorrow. Special shout out to Armia. It is Armia's birthday today. Happy birthday. You're meant for great things. You really, really are. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah, leave me some comments. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.